Welcome back to Cardines Field for a Friday night showdown in the NECBL, and boy, do we have a good one. On the NECBL Broadcast Network, my name is Gavin Bisho. We welcome you to Aquidneck Island, where the top two teams in the Southern Division clash here at Cardines Field. The Bristol Blues come in at 19-10. Newport, after losing back-to-back games with that same record. Last time these two teams played was back on Tuesday at Muzzy Field, and it was all Blues. Newport was hitless going into the ninth inning before being able to get two hits, scoring a run after a Randy Seymour ground out, but it was a 6-1 win that the Blues were able to use to catapult themselves up in the standings, as well as a win against Valley last night. Newport lost the Blue Sox in extras 2 nights ago after squandering a 5-1 lead. They look to get back on the right track in no bigger fashion against the first place Blues. We'll have more here pregame at Cardines Field before first pitch at 6:35 between the Blues and the Gulls. Don't want to go anywhere on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to Cardines Field on this NECBL pregame show. I'm Matthew Benestead, alongside me is infielder Colby Wallace. Colby, on Wednesday night against Valley, you made phenomenal play at third base, diving to your right and making double play. Kind of what was the feeling when you made that play?
It was really nice. I was just trying to get one, and the 2 was a bonus, so credits to Kyle for turning it.
And then yesterday you made top 10 in Sports Center. Kind of what was the feeling when seeing you all over media?
Yeah, I got home and I saw it. I was pretty excited. I've kind of always, dreamed as a kid of being on it, so it was really cool to see myself on there.
And then on the offensive side, you've been great at the plate, had a few great doubles. What's your approach when you're in the box and you're thinking, okay, what should I do now?
Kind of been struggling to get runners in and scoring position, so just trying to, move the ball when we do have runners in scoring position and just trying to get that extra run across. And
tonight you're facing a very strong Bristol rotation. What do you think the goals need to do to, get through and get back in the win column?
Put pressure on them early. They hit us through 8 last time, so just trying to get runners on and moving the baseball and scoring runs.
Sounds good. Colby Wallace here, Sports Center top 10 player. We'll be back here shortly for the NSB pregame show.
We're back pregame at Cardines Field on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'm Gavin Bisho, joined alongside manager, maybe pinch hitter later tonight, Mike Coombs.
Don't move.
I won't move.
The last time the guy moved, I hit him.
Okay.
Stay right there. You ready?
Yep. There we go. Quick to the ball, short swing. You can feel the whip.
Awesome or what?
I think it was pretty good.
Should I do a bat flip?
Oh.
After I do that? Do it. Okay.
All right, one more time. We're doing it one more time here. Quick swing, and then we're going to flip the bat here. Here we go. Oh, yeah? There she goes. How about that? Some players in the dugout might be taking a little bit of advice there from the manager. Keeping us on our toes always. Man, you're coming off an off day. Does that always help your team reset a little bit after taking a day off?
Always. Because you want the players to have time for themselves to do stuff. So being in Newport, if you can't figure it out, you need to go to North Adams.
That is certainly the case.
Oh my God,
so much to do here
There's
on Aquidneck Island.
We had a good talk after the game.
I was just about to get into that.
Yeah.
So the talk after the game versus Valley, a lot longer than usual. Was it more reiterating some similar messages that maybe haven't gotten across, or was it some new things that you were talking to the guys about?
I asked him, I said, wonder if your head coach was standing right beside you, what would he be saying to you right now? And I pointed to a player, and he goes, he wouldn't be happy and he'd be all over my ass, coach. I go, yeah, he's not here. I'm here. I'm in charge of all this. You don't want me to get ticked off. There's no reason to. So we need to make sure we're accountable, make sure everybody's brought their A game, and don't let people like this come in here and beat our
butts
in here,
Yeah.
in our house.
at Guardians too.
You don't do that.
Only the
You
third
don't-
loss all
no.
year, and
Yeah, you don't let that happen.
right. And so
This
in,
is- yeah.
in that loss, do you think it was a culmination of many things, or was there one instance or one part of the game in certain where you thought that you guys lost it and then it ended up coming into an extra inning game? Or
You know, you don't want to point fingers.
right,
This
there-
game is too hard.
yeah.
And I told him, I said, nobody has screwed this game up more than I have when I played. Yeah, I struck out with the bases loaded. Yeah, I was catching and guy stealing, and I threw the ball in center field. I said, I've screwed this game up more times than you probably have. But you got to learn from it. You got to make what's right with you so you don't go through the same junk again and again and again.
And do you think that with Bristol coming in, you guys top in the division, sharing the lead with the Blues, it's a big opportunity for you guys to kind of take what they did on Wednesday and improve upon a really good team?
We are going to show up. I can't tell you what we said about them, about their organization, and what I want from our guys. But maybe after the game I can.
Maybe. Well, we'll see. We talk to you after there, Coach, but message, show up. We'll see if the Gulls do that at 6:35 p.m. But first, more here pregame at Guardians Field. Don't go anywhere. We are back here in Newport, Rhode Island, pregame before the Gulls take on the Bristol Blues at the Broadcasters Roundtable on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Nowhere better place to be, alongside John Baccio and Matt Benestead. I'm Gavin Bischoff. Matt, I'll start with you. Newport coming off back-to-back losses for the first time since June 14th and 15th. What can they do tonight to get back on the right track?
Yeah, I think baseball's all about small things. In the past few games, kind of the Gulls hasn't capitalized on the small things. Against Valley, they walked 10 guys. And then you had base running mistakes. Against Bristol on Tuesday, they made three errors in one inning. And so those small things catch up to you at the end of the game. And so the Gulls have to be very smooth in everything, on offense, on defense, running the bases, pitching. Right? And if they can do that, they can catch up with this red-hot Bristol team.
Yeah, and talked to Coach Coombs earlier, and he said to show up, and many other things as well, but that was the big takeaway, to show up tonight against a really good Bristol team, and man, are their pitchers doing a great job. I mean, over the last 6 games, only 10 runs allowed. That is just unbelievable stuff. And if they can continue that, they'll find not only success against Newport, but going on later in the year.
It's been the story of the season, right? All season long, this Bristol team has been incredible at pitching. They've got by far the best ERA in the league at a 3.17. No other team is under 3.45, right? So, I mean, you said it. This has been the story all season long, just 10 combined runs over the last couple games. And against Newport, just a few days back, they only allowed 2 hits. And this is one of the best hitting teams in the NECBL, just above the middle of the road. So, I mean, performances like that, those are going to get you wins game in and game out. So you look for those performances to continue into tonight, especially with one of their best pitchers on the mound. Noah McMahon going to be getting the start tonight for Bristol. He's the league leader in ERA per any guy at a 1.50. So ultimately, if they can keep that pitching performance up, that's what's going to be most important tonight. But that's been the story of the season for good reason.
And John, setting will definitely take a factor in this ball game. On Tuesday night, it was at Muzzy Field. Now you're at Guardians Field, more of a hitter's ballpark. It's a Friday night. Expect a bigger crowd in Newport. The Gulls may try to use that to get to an advantage, but still, does it get even more important in the place you're at right now as a pitcher if you're McMahon?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Ultimately, when you're Noah McMahon stepping on that bump, this is not only your last start of the season, as you'll be leaving after tonight. So you want to not only leave on a good note, but you know that you're playing in another team's turf. And ultimately, all that's going to do is up the energy for this Bristol team. They've played decent on the road all season long. The last time out against Newport in Cardines, a 5-4 extra innings loss for Bristol. And I mean, that was just a tough one. Walked a couple guys in the bottom of the 11th inning. Ended on a walk-off walk, so they look to avenge themselves outside of their own territory, where Muzzy Field has been an awesome place for them so far, but they've performed on the road. And again, if you're Noah McMahon tonight, you're just going to look to continue all the good performances that you've had. He's performed very well on the road so far this season. Just his last time out against Keene, only gave up one singular run in 5 innings of work, and guys, not a single strikeout on that tally. So this is what this Bristol squad's all about, just putting the ball in play and letting the defense go to work. It's what they did against Valley last night in a 6-1 victory, and ultimately it's what they look to do today as well.
And there's a couple of things that Newport can definitely improve upon from the last couple of games. You mentioned doing the small things right. Is there anything in particular? We saw Newport against Bristol struggle getting on base. Only a couple of base runners from a couple of walks and hit by pitch. 2 singles that came in the 9th when they were down 6-0, well out of the ball game. But then also against Valley, we saw them leave lots of runners on, some miscues in the field. Can you pinpoint one thing, Matt, for us, or is that too hard?
I think the key is you have to get aggressive right up to start. You can't wait on this Bristol staff to get hits later in the game because they won't let it. Right, so right at the get-go, the Gulls need to get on base and get runs in. Right, and they have to get lots of runs because this Bristol team rotation does not let runs go easily. And so Gulls have to start off very fast on the first inning and get guys on base and get those guys in. That's the key.
It's a very similar situation we saw on Tuesday with Finbar O'Brien, who's dominated on the road, struggled early because Bristol attacked him really early on, early in counts as well. We'll see what the Gulls can do against one of the best pitchers, not only in the Bristol staff, which is already so good and so efficient, but in the entire league. Newport's going to have their hands full, and these two teams are going to put on a show here at Cardines Field. Head over to ESPN Plus for a 6:35 p.m. first pitch from Newport, Rhode Island.